A lot of things have changed for Tottenham Hotspur since the last video here on the Nick Perch Sports Network during our Olympic break as we focused in on Olympic hockey. Thomas Frank was sacked. Igor Tudor was appointed as interim manager until the end of the season. Some players coming back from injury. The thing that hasn't changed is Tottenham Hotspur still can't win a game. And folks, it's now March. Things are getting dangerously close to worry season. Welcome into Top the Perch. I'm your host, as always, Nick Burt. Another loss for Tottenham Hotspur today. A team still looking for their first league win of 2026. We are now in the third month of the year. And they lose 2-1 at Fulham today. Like I said, the fact that we're starting to result watch our competition in regards to, the teams below us aren't winning, so we're not going to fall into the relegation zone yet. It's a massive problem right now. It is a massive, massive, massive problem for Tottenham Hotspur. The players kind of look like they've quit, honestly. 100% they've looked like they've quit. How do you fix that? I don't know. I get it's, match 2 for Igor Tudor, but folks, it hasn't looked any better than what we've seen the past few months. Fulham got it started early. Harry Wilson heads it away 7 minutes into the game. There were calls for a foul, which probably should have been given for a push on Dragishin in the build-up. Do they call it, though? No. Why would we be consistent? What is consistency? Consistency is being completely wrong all the time. This play has happened 4 times for Tottenham Hotspur this year. It has gone against them all 4 times. What is the rule anymore? I don't know. I don't really care. We're to the point where we are fighting for our lives. I really just don't know where to go from here, to be honest. This is a game where it felt like we had to get a win here. There was an opportunity, and we had to take it. Put us, I believe, 7 points clear at the top, let alone from the relegation zone. Jesus. And we just didn't do that. 34th minute, Iwobi takes a shot from outside the box. Jabulani's its way into the back of the net. Far post. Vicario just acrobatics there, gets up, yells at people. Real shocker there. Be 2-0 going into the half. And at this point, I'm just not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything from this team whatsoever. The only player that seems to care is Richarlison. And he does pick up the goal in the 66th minute. And then it becomes a mess after that with him trying to get the ball to get this game started as quickly as possible. I believe it was Iwobi again that picked it up, and it just became a debacle there. But my takeaway is we are in grave trouble right now. That is my biggest takeaway right now. It does not get easier here. If we look at our remaining fixtures for this season, it is going to be Palace. I'm just doing league fixtures because Champions League, we'll figure that out when we figure it out. Palace at home, Liverpool away, Forest at home, Sunderland away, Brighton home, Wolves away, Villa away, Leeds home, Chelsea away, Everton home. Sky Sports did a graphic some point in pregame. They showed all these fixtures and what last year's results were. Tottenham Hotspur lost every single one of those games, except obviously the matches against Leeds and Sunderland, because we didn't play them last year, and the Everton game at home. Tottenham Hotspur lost every other game of those fixtures last year. It is getting quite worrying, quite fast. Thursday is going to be a gong show against Crystal Palace. These are two teams that just have no idea what either one is doing right now, and it's kind of a disaster. Palace is on 35 points in 14th. We're on 29 points in 16th. If you look, 17th is Forest. They're on 27 points. 18th is West Ham on 25. Folks, it's a lot closer than you want it to be. And then you have games like these. You have a game here against Fulham, a team, I get it, they're sitting in 9th right now on 40 points. It's a team you should be beating. On paper, you have a better team. This team has quit. Simple as that. This team has quit, let alone whatever happens in the Champions League, though we're about to see some of the worst football of all time. You thought the Europa League final last year was bad. Folks, get ready for 2 90-minute games of Tottenham Atletico Madrid. That is going to be awful. Just disingenuous to the viewer. That's going to be a just absolute disaster for people to watch. Tottenham Hotspur, knowing them, they'll find a way to win and whatever. But honestly, survival is the only thought right now. Tottenham Hotspur got to find a way to get 3 points. Like I mentioned, they have not won a league fixture in 2026. We have to go back to December 28th is when they last won a game, and that was at Crystal Palace, a 1-0 victory. Their last victory at home in the league was December 6th, 2-0 against Brentford. And I believe since November, they have 2 wins, which are the ones I just named off. I don't know. I don't know where this goes from here, because Igor Tudor seems like just another coming of Thomas Frank. Now he's 2 games in. I'm willing to give it some time, but guys, time is of the essence here. We have 10 league games to go, and we are 4 points off a relegation spot right now. This is Tottenham Hotspur we're speaking of. How are we 4 points off a relegation spot? I get it. Last year we finished, 17th, and I get that. And it wasn't excusable last year. That was one of my big reasons why I wanted Ange gone, is because you can't just bin the league. What do people say in this situation? This team is in the last 16 of the Champions League. They finished in the top 8 too, so they didn't even have to play in the knockout round. They finished top 8 in the Champions League, and they are fighting for survival right now in the Premier League. I don't know. How does this happen? How does this happen? I really don't know what else to say. I don't really have any player ratings from today because they've quit. They've quit on this team. It's simple as that. Obviously, hoping for better on Thursday against Crystal Palace. I have the graphic messed up there. It's supposed to be flipped. They're at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They're not at Selhurst Park. They're still playing Crystal Palace, though, and that's really all that matters. I don't know where this goes from here. This is going to be an absolute disaster. I mean, at least within 2.5 weeks, we'll probably be out of the Champions League. So there's that. We got to survive. We have to survive. And that's it. That's all I got. Tottenham Hotspur struggling for their life. I'm out of words. We'll be back on Thursday. We're back to regularly scheduled programs. Obviously, the Olympic break's over. Here we go. Probably 12 matches remaining in the season. Let's make them count. So that is going to wrap it up for this edition of Top of the Perch. Maybe one of these times Tottenham Hotspur will get a victory and we'll actually have a somewhat joyous Top of the Perch. I'm not convinced that's coming. So thank you so much for watching. We'll be back on Thursday. Make sure you click like. Make sure you click subscribe. Tell anybody you know about it. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you again soon for another episode of Top of the Perch.